Silent Hill 2.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Silent Hill 3. Silent Hill. Silent Hill The Room.
I mean, it's alright.
Silent Hill Shattered Memories.
I mean, it's alright.
Silent Hill Origins.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Silent Hill Homecoming.
It's the biggest piece of dog shit.
Silent Hill Downpour. Where does Silent Hill F rank in this list? This is important because horror games are in the middle of a revival, a renaissance. Is Silent Hill F truly worthy of having the same Metacritic score as Silent Hill 2, which is my personal greatest of all time? Or are we so desperate for AAA horror to survive and for the Silent Hill franchise to survive that we're willing to overlook all of Silent Hill F's shortcomings? That's what we're here to find out today. So let's open that letter and find out what I missed with Silent Hill F. Briefly, let's talk background. Silent Hill F was developed by NeoBards Entertainment, mostly known for ports and remasters like Devil May Cry, Resident Evil, and Dead Rising. Okay, not the strongest background to trust a massive IP like Silent Hill with, but we all thought the same thing about Bloober Team. Silent Hill F is the first game to leave America and take us to 1960s Japan, even though it gets a little confusing because Silent Hill is a real place, but don't think about it too much or you'll start to wonder how this is even a Silent Hill game, even though it has no ties to the actual Silent Hill town. Silent Hill F starts with our main character Hinako. She's storming out of her parents' house after an argument. She has an abusive father and a submissive mother, and all of these aspects will definitely manifest into some horrific creature later. After storming out, Hinako meets her friends Shu, Rinko, and Sakuko. Then the fog monster shows up and everything kind of goes to shit. After that, Hinako passes out, and then wakes up in the worst part of the entire game, the Dark Shrine. This is Silent Hill F's version of the other world. But man, it just sucks. It's so fucking boring. There's nothing interesting. It's nothing but long corridors that all kind of look the same. It's cool for the first 5 minutes, but by the end of the game, you'll be so bored of it. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you're so tired of being pulled out of the cool Japan setting and put into this dark shrine world. It's basically the Animus from Assassin's Creed at this point. Anyway, this is where you meet Fox Mask. And no, this is not a Kojima game. After Hinako wakes up, she meets up with Shu and Rinko, and they're all trying to escape the fog. But the whole time, they act weird as hell. Like, they constantly leave her behind, and Rinko is such a bitch to her the whole time. She's always making these smart-ass comments. This is definitely the weaker part of the game. I feel like Silent Hill F uses these characters more as props in this section, rather than fleshed out characters. And then they just completely disappear at the end of Act 2, without any real closure. Anyway, then Hinako goes back to the Fox world, and does these rituals that just get worse and worse. She loses her arm, then she gets branded with an iron, and at the end they replace her face with a fox. And it's all very symbolic and metaphorical, and we'll get into that at the end. In the end of the game, Hinako finds out that her parents have been killed by this horrific monster. She fights the monster, and then you end up realizing that Hinako is the monster, and she's experiencing a psychotic break. The break being that she's a drug addict who has been forced into an arranged marriage to pay off her father's massive debts. The game ends with this crime scene and a police radio talking about a wedding massacre, presumably Hinako's wedding day. There's more endings to this game and more story, but you have to beat this game 4 times to get the full picture. And I'm sorry, but this game is just not that good to justify that. So there's a lot to unpack here, and it wouldn't be a Silent Hill game if it wasn't initially confusing. So right off the bat, the whole game is Hinako kind of remembering herself in a younger time, the day she found out she was going to be forced into this arranged marriage. The real Hinako is much older and getting ready to get married. Ultimately, the whole game is about Hinako's loss of identity.
I lost something I couldn't live without. My identity.
Fox Mask represents her husband, and foxes in Japan are known for being mischievous tricksters who use illusions to trick humans. So the rituals Hinako's going through represent how she's becoming something else in this marriage, something she can't identify. She loses her face, her arm, she's branded. She doesn't even know who she is anymore. The friends she sees, Shu, Rinako, and Sakuko, all act strange because they're acting as the worst versions of themselves. These are the aspects of their personalities that Hinako never confronted, and how she feels like she may have betrayed some of them. And that's why Rinko is such a jealous.
So jealous!
Why Shu only seems to see Hinako as one of the bros.
Son of a bitch.
And why Sakuko calls her a traitor because she feels like Hinako leaving her was a betrayal.
Deception! The betrayal, man, you deceived me!
So after all that, where does this game rank? What do I really think about this game?
I mean, it's alright.
This game has some great ideas and some great themes, but, and this is a big but, it is held back by some truly awful, out-of-place combat, and a lot of it, terrible puzzles, and a sorry-ass excuse for the other world. Let's start with combat. Who the hell put Dark Souls combat in my Silent Hill game? The game relies so heavily on this parry and stamina system. First of all, it's broken. Half the time the parry window just doesn't seem to work, or doesn't seem to show up when you expect it to. And it's unclear why some enemies have parries and others don't, and what triggers their parry. And it's unclear why this attack can be parried, but this one can't. Not to mention the stamina bar. Some enemy attacks, especially earlier in the game, are longer than your stamina bar. Even a perfect dodge can be punished because some enemy attacks go on for 5 or 6 beats, while you only have enough stamina, even at the end of the game, to do 4 dodges. So you end up in situations where there's no way to avoid being hit. And don't even get me started on the weapon durability. All weapons have durability. You get about 5 to 10 hits with a weapon before you gotta fix it. I don't know why developers continue to add this mechanic into games, since nobody I've ever met actually seems to like it. Okay, I know what you're thinking. It's a Silent Hill game. Who gives a fuck about the combat? And I agree. But this game is so focused on combat that you can't ignore it. You're constantly fighting enemies in every area you go to. Multiple enemies at a time. And Silent Hill F's emphasis on parrying and dodging makes this such a chore. I'm not scared of these monsters. I'm scared of missing my perfect parry. Well, what about puzzles? Gone are the elaborate labyrinth-style puzzles of Silent Hill 2. The closest you get is the school mission, but it's way shorter than it should be, considering what an impact school had on Hinako. This section should have been massive. This should have been as massive as the hospital setting or the hotel setting from Silent Hill 2. You mostly deal with some one-off puzzles, and occasionally some are downright stupid, like the cherry blossom puzzle. Maybe the average Japanese person can identify the silhouette of a cherry blossom, but not me. Or this fox puzzle, which seems to be left open entirely up to your interpretation and has no rhyme or reason. Then we have the other world. Man, this place sucks. It just really sucks. It's nothing but dark, empty corridors that stretch for miles. It's very abstract and metaphorical, and halfway through, when you get the fox arm, this just straight up turns into a third-person action game. So Silent Hill F. It's okay. It has some great themes and some really great ideas, and I think Hinako is a strong character, but it's held back by some god-awful combat, terrible puzzle design, and the most boring other world. Not to mention this game requires 4 playthroughs. To really get the full picture. And I'm sorry, but it's just not good enough to justify that. There's no way I'm playing Silent Souls for the 4th time. And I know it sounds like I'm shitting on this game, and I am a little bit. It's because I want Silent Hill to succeed. I want to see more Silent Hill. Overall, I would not recommend this game to someone who is not a Silent Hill fan. And I certainly would not introduce someone to the series with this game. If you enjoy Silent Hill, I think you'll get some enjoyment out of this, but I also think you'll be left a little disappointed. But let's hope Konami can take some notes from this game for Silent Hill Townfall. I'm Lamb Chunks. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Thanks for watching.